Hi and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be playing with the brand new Prada eyeshadows. I'm going to be using all three eyeshadows in today's video, creating 3 separate looks with all 3 palettes. So if you're curious to see the looks I created and hear my thoughts on these brand new products, keep watching. Today we're going to be talking about all 3 of the brand new Prada eyeshadows. I picked up all 3 and I'm going to use all 3 in today's video. I am really excited to be talking about these eyeshadows. I do think that they are beautiful. I'm going to swatch all 3 and create 3 separate eye looks using these palettes. I will also go ahead and use whatever Prada beauty products I have, which honestly is not a lot. I do have their foundation and I just love it. So any opportunity I can to come on here, show you guys the foundation and tell you how great it is, I'm going to do that. I would say that it is a fairly matte foundation. So I'm going to go in with a more hydrating, moisturizing primer. This is the grwm 24 karat pure gold or something like that. This is just a really, really nice hydrating primer. So the shade I have in the foundation is MC45, and I just got the refill when I picked up the foundation. I have so many foundations in my collection. I honestly did not need the packaging. The packaging is very, very pretty, but I just did not need it. And this little refill is perfect. It fits perfect in with all my other foundations just because I don't have a lot of space. And I liked that they gave you the option to just purchase the refill as opposed to the case. The eyeshadows are now also available if you just want the refills, you don't want the case. When I purchased them, I did purchase the cases as well. And I purchased mine directly from the Prada website. It was the first time that I had ordered from Prada. And so I got a few little gifts with my purchase, which I will show you guys because I think that they're pretty cute. For concealer today, I'm going to go in with the Chanel Look Corrector, and I have shade B20. Now, like I said, I don't have many Prada products. I basically just have the foundation. I have a few eyeshadows, and I have a lipstick. Prada did release a new mascara. I did not pick it up. I have heard phenomenal things about the mascara. I just did not pick it up because the wand is a lot smaller than what I normally use and what I normally like. So I will link it for you guys if you are interested in getting it. Like I said, I've heard great things about it. I just did not get it. There were also some new Prada eyeliners that came out, and I am planning on picking those up. I just haven't done it yet. For contour one, I'm going to go in with the brand new Charlotte Tilbury. This is in shade Tan. I think in prior videos, I may have called it Tan Medium, but after more careful review of the packaging, it is just tan. And this one is, I think, the deepest of the 2 that I got. I did go in very, very lightly. I'm going to go in with the Sicily Loose Powder, and I have shade number 2. Now, like I mentioned, this foundation is a matte foundation, so you definitely don't need too much powder, but I do always like to set my foundations with just a little bit of powder. For a bronzer, I'm going to go in with that Terracotta Light in shade number 3. I've been using this since I reviewed it, and I have really, really been enjoying it. I'm so glad I went back and picked up a deeper shade. I definitely needed a little bit of a deeper shade. Shade number 2 was just a little bit too light for me. For cream blush, I'm going to go in with the Westman Atelier, and this is in shade Mimi. This is my favorite of all of her cream blushes. Now, she did just come out with some new powder blushes. They're little duos. I did pick those up, and I will be reviewing those shortly, along with some other new Westman Atelier products that I've picked up recently. But this blush is beautiful. When it was first released, it was part of a limited edition set, and I guess enough people asked for this blush that it is now part of her permanent collection. But I do believe it is exclusive to her website. So if you are interested in the shade Mimi, I think the only place to get it is her website. And for me, it's just that perfect blush shade. So I am going to go ahead and prime my eyes. In every look that I used, I did go ahead and use the Chanel primer. So I'm going to do that again today. Now, I did film 2 separate videos that I will insert to talk about the other eyeshadows, because today I'm just going to be using the one eyeshadow, but I will swatch all three because I didn't do that in any of the other videos. So I will swatch all three, and I will use that last one to create an eye look today, and I will give you guys my thoughts in general as to all of the new Prada eyeshadows. And you guys will notice that I am using a brand new Chanel primer in shade Skintalence, and I just want to say thank you. This was very, very kindly sent to me from one of my subscribers, and I just want to say thank you. I really, really do appreciate it. You guys are absolutely the best community here on YouTube, and I really do appreciate you. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you guys all three of these brand new Prada eyeshadow palettes, and like I said, I am going to swatch all three for you. So this is the lightest one. This is number 7. This is Peony, and you can see these have been used. These have a 24-month shelf life, and these are made in France. These come with a 1 soft matte, 2 satins, and then a duochrome shade. So I'm going to start with a matte. This is the lightest shade. We've got the satin in the middle, which is a brown. And then there's another satin, like a rosy shade. And then there's this duochrome. So that is number 7, Peony. And like I said, that is the lightest of the 3 palettes. I do think it is very, very pretty, but it is very light. It is very, very light, and the shades do kind of blend together. There's not a lot of differences between the shadows once you apply it to the eye. And then this is shade number 8. This is Pansey. And again, I'm going to start up here with the matte. I'm going to go in with the satin. This is the pink in the middle. And there's a brown satin. And then we've got this beautiful duochrome, which I think is a little bit more obvious than the Peony one. So that's quad number 8, Pansey. And again, same thing. It is very beautiful, but those shades, once you put them on the eye, they do tend to kind of blend together, and it's hard to differentiate between the shades. The deepest one is shade number 9, and this is Primula. Now, I have not used this palette yet, so this is the one that I'm going to be using today to create an eye look, and it is the deepest shade. So I'm going to start again with that top matte. That's really pretty. That is not as deep as I thought it would be. Here's the center shade. And then you've got that deepest dark chocolate shade, and then the duochrome. That also looks really beautiful, but again, those shades I think are gonna blend together. So maybe mixing the palettes is probably gonna be my best option. I have not tried mixing any of the shadows. All I've done so far is create 2 eye looks using those 2 palettes. So I will continue to play with this collection and maybe mix and match the palettes to create an eye look. I think that's going to be the best look because on the eye they are very, very similar, but we'll see how this deep palette looks. Maybe there will be a little bit of a difference in the shades on the eye. So I'm going to take a BK Beauty 201 and I'm going to go up to the lightest shade and take that into the crease. I think that this is a beautiful crease shade. I really, really do. And I can tell you that the formula of these shadows is very, very nice. They apply so flawlessly. They last all day. I have had no issues whatsoever. I do think there was a little bit of fallout. I take back what I said. There was a little bit of fallout in the look that I created yesterday. But as far as longevity and wearing it throughout the day, no issues there. And this shade is so pretty. This would be a beautiful, beautiful one and done if you just wanted to run out the door, throw on some eyeliner and mascara. Yeah, that was beautiful. And all I did was go in with this top shade. So now I'm going to go in with the medium brown shade. And I will start on the outer corner and blend into the crease. So the look I created yesterday, and you'll see in the video, when I finished the look, I was not really impressed. I didn't have any other makeup on at all. All I had done was my eyes because I was running out the door to get to physical therapy and work. So all I did was put on my eye makeup. Once I had the rest of my makeup on, the eye look was beautiful. I couldn't believe the difference adding all my other face makeup made. Huge, night and day difference. So that is definitely a reason for me to continue doing my face makeup first. I know there's several people who do their eye makeup first. I am not one of those people, and after yesterday, I am convinced I am still not going to be one of those people. So now I'm going to go in with the deepest shade, and I'm going to just leave this on the outer corner. Now that duochrome shade is pretty deep. And I know that once I apply it, well, I don't know because I haven't tried it, but I think once I apply it, it's just going to kind of blend into this eye look, which is why I think mixing some of these deeper shades with some of the lighter palettes would be really, really pretty. I mean, because that deep shade is really, really nice. The formula of these shadows is buttery soft. I mean, buttery soft. It is really, really nice. So I'm going to go in with the Sony G Builder, and I'm going to pick up some of this duochrome shade. And you can see on the brush just how deep it is. So I'm going to take that on the lower half of the eye. And you can see how much that deepened up that look. Yeah, I just don't know that I like that. But I don't like to put duochromes on the outer corner. That's just a little bit too deep for me. I think it would be very, very pretty mixed with some other, mixed with another quad. So if I have time, I will create another look, kind of mixing and matching the palettes, create an eye look. Because truth be told, I won't get around to editing this video for at least another day. So maybe I can come on and create one more eye look, combining all three, just to see how that would look. I'm going to go in with a Sony G Detail, and I'm going to go into the dark brown, just to give some definition to that outer corner. Now these eyeshadows have shown up at other retailers, so I will link them at all the different retailers that I can find it. And I do know that they are at Sephora. The Sephora sale is coming, and I think that's a great time to pick up these palettes. All right, there's the eye look. I'm going to put eyeliner on, put some mascara on, and then we'll see the finished look, and I will give you guys my final thoughts. Here is that finished eye look after eyeliner and mascara. I do think it made a world of a difference, as I normally think it does. I do think it is beautiful. I really do. I think it's very, very pretty. My only complaint is, again, that the shades just kind of blend together. There's no real difference in the shades once applied to the eye. That's my only complaint. I think that it is very pretty. Now, as far as which one of the three palettes is my favorite. So we have number 7, Peony, number 8, Pansey, and then we have number 9, Primula. I don't know which is my favorite. It probably is number 7. If I had to choose, it would be number 7. I just thought that the look that I created was very, very, very beautiful. It was very neutral, very subtle, very everyday, very wearable. However, I am excited to mix all three together and see what kind of eye look I can come up with, and that might end up being my favorite. But as I sit here right now and film, I would have to say number 7 is my favorite. And again, and you'll see in the look that I created, there is not a lot of definition, none whatsoever. But I do think that it is very, very beautiful. For this first look, I'm using the lightest of the shades, shade number 7. And I'm going to start with this light brown satin. And I'm going to take it into the crease. I think it is a very, very beautiful crease shade. However, it is very, very light. And I did have to go in multiple times in order to build it up so that you could see any sort of color on my eyes. It is very beautiful though. Next, I'm going to go in with the matte shade. This is an ivory shade, and I'm taking it underneath my brow bone. I'm now going to take the duochrome shade and place that in the inner half of the eye. Now, again, this shade is very, very beautiful, but it is very, very light. And once applied to the eye, you really don't see it. It kind of gets lost in with those other shadows. Now I'm going to go in with the brown satin and use this on the outer corner to try and deepen up that outer corner, show a little bit of dimension. But again, you can see when I apply it, it doesn't add a lot of dimension at all, and I end up going back in with that middle brown satin to try and deepen it up. I do think that this is a beautiful eye look, however, it is very, very light and there is no dimension. I'm going to also take that brown satin and take it underneath my eyes before lining my eyes. And for my second look, I'm using the medium shade. This is quad number 8. I'm going to take that pink satin and place it into the middle. The pickup on the brush is very pink. I'm happy that once applied to the eye, it is not that pink. I think that it's very, very pretty, and I think this makes a beautiful crease shade. I'm going to take the darker brown, kind of dark brown pink satin and take that into the outer corner, blending it into the crease. Now this shade definitely shows up on my eye. I think that this is a beautiful, beautiful shade, and I think it would look really pretty as a crease shade as well. Next, I'm going to take the duochrome shade in this quad and place that on the inner corner and the inner half of my eye. Now again, this one shows up a lot more on my eye than that first one in this shade number 7. And lastly, I'm going to take that matte shade. This is a dark pink, and I'm using that very lightly on the outer corner. These shades that lean a little red, I tend to go in very lightly with. Here's the finished look. Honestly, at this point, it is not my favorite. I will come on after I apply all my makeup. I have to do my makeup in the car because I am going to work and I am running very, very late. So I will finish this whole entire face in the car, and I will show you guys at the end of all my makeup how it looks. Right now, without any other makeup on, it's definitely not my favorite. And there was quite a bit of fallout from that duochrome on my cheeks. So I am going to take this palette with me, and after I do all my makeup, if I feel I need to go in with a little bit more of the darker shade on the outer corner, I will. And like I said, I will come back on after all my makeup is on and show you guys the finished look. Here is the finished eye look. I do think it looks substantially better than it did when I didn't have any makeup on. So now that the makeup is on, I do think that it looks much, much better. The next look that I'm going to create, I'm going to be combining the palettes, and I'm going to start with the lightest. This is quad number 7, and I'm going to go in with that satin brown to go into the crease. I'm now going to be using the deepest palette. This is quad number 9, and I'm going to be going into that dark brown chocolate shade and use that on my outer corner to add some depth and definition to that outer corner. I think pairing those two browns looks very, very beautiful together. I was very impressed with how it turned out. And now I'm going to go in with the duochrome from the medium palette. This is palette number 8, and I'm going to take that duochrome and go over that brown shade on the outer corner, kind of blending it into the crease. I really loved how that turned out as well. And lastly, I'm going to go into the lightest palette. This is palette number 7 again, and I'm going to go into that duochrome and place that on the inner corner. This looks absolutely beautiful, mixing all 3 of these palettes together to create an eye look. I do think that this is the favorite look that I created. What do you guys think? So now I want to show you guys the 2 gifts that I got when I ordered from the Prada website. The first one is this little portable mirror that you can throw in your purse. And it does come in a beautiful Prada case. And there's a little snap there so you can open it up, and then you've got the Prada logo on one side and then the mirror on the other. So I thought this was really, really nice. And like I said, it's a perfect size to throw into your travel bag or your makeup bag for your purse. The other thing that I got was a pair of Prada dice. This was really surprising. So I haven't even opened it yet. So you can see that it is wrapped in tissue paper. And there's 5 die. So you've got 3 silver and 2 gold. I just think that that's really, really cute. I don't know when I will use them. I don't play a lot of games with dice, but maybe I need to start because now I have Prada dice that I have to use. I can't let these go to waste. I think these are just too cute. And then last but not least, I'm going to finish off this look with a Prada lipstick. So I'm going to go ahead and line my eyes with the Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude. Or I'm going to line my lips. I'm pretty sure I said eyes. I'm going to go ahead and line my lips with Iconic Nude from Charlotte Tilbury. So this is a soft matte lipstick and I have shade B106. That completes today's video using all 3 of the brand new Prada eyeshadows. Let me know what you guys thought of these eyeshadows. I thought that the formula was beautiful. It is definitely a luxury brand. It is definitely a luxury formula. It is beautiful and it does last all day. And I think it looks beautiful at the end of the day as it does now. But I would love to hear your thoughts on these new eyeshadows. Let me know down below what you thought. I want to thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope everyone is staying safe and healthy, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.